Hey everyone. Recently I made a video about the parents in Italy whose children were kidnapped by some people who work for the government. In the comments section of that video, somebody recommended a documentary called Never in America. It's about child kidnapping, CPS, and so on. I will review a part of it.
My name is Marissa Anderson. I've been married for 5 years. I've got 3 kids, and I had a crazy story where my son was taken wrongfully through CPS. So I'm just here to share my story today.
My son Cyrus.
Even the mother says taken wrongfully by CPS. CPS stands for Child Protective Services, by the way. Can you take a child rightfully from the parents? Is that possible?
He's absolutely the healthiest baby that I've ever known.
Are you so happy?
He was a natural home birth, no vaccines, no medical interventions, and he was actually, chunky, fat, plumpy. He was breastfed. He was a very healthy baby all the way up until that 8-month mark when all of a sudden he started vomiting.
We introduced him to solid foods, and he had a lot of trouble with digesting. So we went to a holistic pediatrician who, in an episode when we took my
It sounds like those solid foods were not actually real foods, because if a human being, it doesn't matter how old you are, eats unnatural food, then he or she will experience digestive issues.
son there, the pediatrician recommended that we take him to the ER because he was dehydrated from so much vomiting.
Cyrus's episodes, how they worked is they're on and off. And it's called CVS, cyclical vomiting syndrome. It's a very, very rare condition, more of a condition, not disease. And nobody really has like an actual cure for it. It's just that this cyclical vomiting syndrome is where a kid will just have these random, they call it vomiting episodes, where you just randomly get sick and you start throwing up for maybe 10 hours, maybe a day, maybe 5.
Naturally speaking, it seems very unlikely, to say the least, that a human being, again, it doesn't matter how old you are, would somehow magically, for no reason, start vomiting. There can be some other explanations for it, but realistically, typically you would vomit to get something out of your body. The question is, what were they feeding the child?
Days. Like, for example, when Cyrus was having his vomiting episodes, he would go about a week good and then about a week bad. It was about a week on, week off, and he could be vomiting up to 4 days straight sometimes. And that's when it got so bad that
I've never heard of a child that vomited when they ate natural food. Just never.
took him in to see that lady there, and then she told us to go to the ER, and it all started from there.
So we took him into the ER, and they ran a bunch of tests, blood tests. All the tests came back good. The doctor actually said he was one of the healthiest babies they've seen according to their tests, right? So they weren't getting to the bottom of it.
At St. Luke's Hospital, Natasha Erickson, our doctor, was leaning up against the wall while we were telling her our son is throwing up over and over and over, and that this is not normal, and that we have done everything. He's breastfeed, he's a healthy baby, no vaccines. And by the way, after we told her that he was not vaccinated, because she did ask, she acted very hostile and distant from us. And at that point, I knew.
Of course, they are programmed to see that as a red flag for obvious reasons.
That we weren't going to get the care that we needed for Cyrus.
He actually was getting worse and worse in the hospital, and we wanted to take him home so we can continue our care plan with our naturopathic doctor. We were actually able to get him over his episodes quicker at home. So, we asked to take him home, and they got really defensive about that.
Dr. Natasha Erickson was still literally treating us like we were kids. We didn't know what to do, and that she needed to do everything for our kid to make him better, or at least do all these different tests and run these, and that this was required. And she threatened and said, if you don't do these things, then I will call CPS. She made that threat in the hospital, and that was, I think, 2 days in, she made that threat.
No matter if it violates your religious exemptions or not.
No, and she knew, because we told her we were Christians, and we told her that he was unvaccinated and that we were a Christian family, and she knew. So no matter if it violated our religious exemptions or not, it didn't matter to her. She made that threat.
So of course, scared of that, we stayed another night, I believe, in the hospital, and they discharged us the next day. because he had stopped the vomiting.
Not because of anything they were doing. They ran all kinds of tests on him and all kinds of stuff that was completely unnecessary, but they said they needed to. And she told us, like, I'm not gonna let you guys leave unless I have somebody set up that you can go in and do checkup appointments with, and I'm not gonna sign the consent form for you to leave until that happens. Of course, Marissa and I, we just wanted to get out of there with Cyrus. We were like, this is it. We just have to say yes and get out of there. So we said, okay, fine. And she set us up to go visit with Aaron Dykstra that following.
You obviously don't have to stay at the hospital. They won't force you to be there. But if you do leave, then there can be consequences. This will be different in every country, but I guess that it's kind of worse in the US because they have a different system in these hospitals. It's not comparable to Europe. I'm not saying that it's much better in Europe, but it's different.
Week, because we were released on a Saturday.
We had a follow-up with the pediatrician on Monday, and then Thursday, I believe, we had another appointment with the pediatrician, so that second appointment. And this time around, he had told us that he wanted us to come back in the next day, which was Friday, so we could see my son's weight, to see Cyrus's weight, just a weigh-in. And he told us, you don't even have to see me, you could.
Usually these people don't even have any children of their own. They don't even understand the pain.
Just have one of the nurses put him on the scale.
Well, Friday morning, Marissa actually wakes up with a severe sore throat. She's not feeling that well. And she's saying, I really don't think that I can go in. And I'm completely understanding that. And it's like during COVID times too, right? Where literally they're like, if you feel anything, mask up, don't come into our doctor's offices, we'll reschedule, right? That's normally what would happen.
I'm not sleeping much at all. My son's been sick on and off, and with the CPS threat, it was just a lot of stress. So I ended up calling in and told them I wanted to reschedule, wouldn't be able to make it in that day. Then turned my phone off, went to sleep.
And this lady called my phone, leaving a voicemail saying we had a missed appointment that we didn't go to, and Aaron Dykstra sent it over to her saying that we need you immediately to take your son down to Faces of Hope Center.
And it was a child abuse center where...
Faces of Hope. It already sounds so suspicious.
They inspect children and they do interviews, and she actually told my husband on the phone that they would have police waiting there for us.
So I'm thinking, like, what the heck is going on?
Yes, Faces of Hope. Come, there's police waiting. We will forcefully take your children away from you.
Like, this is not severe. We have Cyrus. She's freaking, literally, she leaves me this voicemail and she sounds like she's like demanding me to go, like I have no other option. And I come to find out later, this is how they make things sound to parents. They make it sound like it's so urgent, you have no other option. This is how the social workers do things. That is how they operate. And you know what the Faces of Hope Center is?
Let's talk about Faces of Hope. For those who may not be familiar with the organization, what are you and what do you do?
We support victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, elder abuse, child abuse, human trafficking, and stalking. We have partners in our building that provide great resources. It takes a village to provide.
Remember, usually in the system, everything is upside down. Keep that in mind.
Wraparound services.
That's where they take kids that have been put in the system. They take them there, get them checked out, and then they do all kinds of investigations, and they use that in their case.
So of course it's a very, it's very scary. We don't want to just take him right in. We wanted to contact our attorneys first.
And then I let my father-in-law, Diego, know. And about that same time, we had 2 Meridian Police Department detectives show up at his office location. It's one thing if you have a social worker calling you and leaving you voicemails, well, detectives showing up. That's legitimately concerning. That's scary, man.
Yeah, the cops going for your kid.
That's exactly right. That's what I thought.
By the end of the day, we actually ended up at a friend's house who was a former police officer. I really wanted to talk to this friend and just kind of get some advice from him. So we were there, we spoke with the friend. He had a dinner for our family. He was saying they have no probable cause. You guys haven't done anything wrong. You should be fine.
So you guys leave, you guys went out to dinner? Were you out to dinner with everybody?
I was.
Yeah, okay, so you guys leave dinner. And what was that? Walk me through how that event unfolded for you.
It was so weird because when we left that night, I came with my dad and my brothers in one car and my sister. Levi and Cyrus came in their truck. And when we left, I was like, I'm riding with you guys, which I do regularly. When we meet up somewhere, I'll ride with them, ride back home. Marissa was in the back seat with Cyrus, and because that's where his car seat was, she wanted to be close to him, which most moms do. And, the kids are a little bit older. And so I rode in the front with Levi. My dad takes off ahead of us, and as soon as we pulled out, I immediately saw that black car. So I immediately said, guys, they found us. They're here for us. And I call my dad. I'm like, Dad, they're right here. The cops are here. I think they're trying to get us. And he looks ahead and he goes, oh, I see another one on the street up ahead. And he was like, yeah, they're coming for us for sure. So he's the one who suggested we pull into that gas station. It was fully lit. You know, we didn't want to be on some chase or pulled over in the black and I mean, it's 11:30 p.m. at this point.
So we pull into the gas station and he's
How these guys who work for the police actually agree to kidnapping somebody's baby. It doesn't matter how old the child is, but a baby.
said, don't do anything, don't lock the doors, right? I'll be there soon, start filming.
We got a call from Meridian Police Department detectives, okay, and for whatever reason, they're looking for your truck.
This cop was actually at Garden City Police Department, so it was outside of Meridian. It's a neighboring city, but it was outside of Meridian, so it's just nearby, right? So they didn't actually have like jurisdiction, but come later to find out, in the actual reports that we received from the lawsuit, from our discovery and all that kind of stuff, they illegally tracked my cell phone and they went to T-Mobile. T-Mobile is my carrier, and they requested a ping on my cell phone. Out of their jurisdiction, they had a Garden City PD officer go and sit there and do a stakeout on us, and they also put a bolo on my truck. Be on the lookout for my truck. Any cop that sees my truck, report it.
The Garden City says, hey, Meridian Police had us pull you guys over. We just want to detain you and ask you some questions. So the detectives pull up, and these detectives are the ones who are familiar with the case, if you will. There's a lot of other cops and officers on scene that they brought on who don't really know what's going on, right? But the detectives and the sergeant know exactly what was going on. Marissa's in the back, Levi's in the front, and they're talking and communicating their whole story. What's going on with Cyrus, all the steps they've taken, all their hospital visits, why they had missed the visit earlier that day.
These people will do whatever they are told. If they are told to kidnap your baby, they will go and do it.
Step out of the car. Isn't that my right to speak? Not right now, son. Get out of the damn car. Get out of the car. I'm not gonna screw around with you, okay? Get out of the car right now. Get back now.
You see how aggressive he is? They cannot wait to do it. They really get a kick out of this.
Are you gonna go to jail? Detention for what? We're not gonna.
For what? What did he do?
For what?
And that violence is something that just made me kind of snap in the moment and realize, oh, they're really trying to do it now that they took Levi and now they're arresting him.
For what reason? For a family injury to a child.
And the moment I had time to even process that, they look up at me and say, step out of the vehicle.
I need you to put your phone down and step out. She needs to come out too.
What crime did I commit?
Felony injury to child. Get out of the car.
Excuse me. I'm getting out. I'm getting out. Let me get out.
What the fuck? Do they want to pull her out of the window or what? Oh man,
I will step out. I will step out.
You're under arrest.
Dad, it's okay.
So that's when they pull me out of the vehicle and I look over and my dad, he's, yelling at the cops. My little brother's yelling at the cops, as they would be, right? When their daughter and sister are being arrested for no reason. I know the history and the reputation of the police officers in Idaho and what they do. And so I realized at that point anything was possible if they overreacted. So I was like, guys, it's okay, like, I'm fine.
For felony injury to child.
For felony injury to child. That's not my child.
That's not your child?
In the video, you could hear me tell him, like, I'm not the mom. And the one officer who arrested me says, well, if you're not the mom, you don't need to be going into handcuffs right now.
Okay, if it's not your child, then you don't need to be going in handcuffs.
Yeah, well, you should know how to do your job better.
So I kind of had that snarky reply where I'm like, well, you should know how to do your job better because, maybe it's good to identify the person and know why you're arresting them.
You're under arrest for false information as well.
What false information? What did I do?
That wasn't your kid.
When I look over, and I'm more concerned now at this point that, like, all right, my dad and brother's on the side, Levi's arrested, now me, now Marissa's alone. She's by herself with the baby, and that's it.
No, Miranda, let them. Miranda, I will step out. Get out of the car.
Gotta get out of the car. It just feels like they were isolating me, right? They took my husband and they took my sister out, and now it's just me here with my baby. And
all right, I need you to step out of the car.
I was just thinking, okay, like, it's on me now to protect my son. And I knew that I was about to go through something very difficult, but I could feel God right there with me. That's the only way I was able to even somewhat keep my cool.
Hey guys,
The baby, okay?
no, I can't. Can you please help me right now? You understand that I'm a desperate mom right now. I really need your help right now. No.
Come here. It's okay. They're gonna check into.
oh, this is such a sad moment. She wants their help, but they are there to kidnap and traumatize the child and her and everybody who knows the child. It's just unbelievable.
Give him right back to you.
I can't. I promised him.
I'll give him right back to you. Why the fuck do you lie? We know that you're there to kidnap him. What the fuck? Oh, these people, man. To just lie like that. Just say the truth. I'm here to kidnap your child, your baby, that they lie and say that they will give him right back. Oh, wow, man. This is infuriating.
I wouldn't let him go.
I will give him right back to you. I will stand right here with you, I promise. Okay?
But the officer,
Then why do you need to take him at all? Doesn't even make any sense.
he asked for me to hand over Cyrus so he could do a pat down search. And, I thought they were going to just not give him back. So I was like, I'm not going to give him over. I don't want to do that. But he convinced me to trust him and just hand him over for the search, which I did. And he did give him back. So I thought, okay, he kept his word there. And then he told me, if you get in the ambulance with your son, you can go with him to the hospital. We just want to check him out, make sure everything's okay.
We'll give you that opportunity, okay? But we're going to take him to the hospital. If you want to go, you can
Can I ride with him?
Yes, you can. Okay. We'll get an ambulance here to transport you guys.
And I was like, okay, that's okay. I'm okay with that. If you want to check him as long as I'm with him, I'm okay with that. So I listen to them, I get my diaper bag, everything, go into the ambulance, sit down with my son, and the lead detective hands me a pink piece of paper and he says, your son is now in the custody of the state and you have to hand him over or you're gonna go to...
That's how it works. They give you a piece of paper with symbols on it. You interpret the symbols and imagine what they mean essentially. And then you believe that now some other people will take care of him, which they never do, obviously, seeing as it's somebody else's child. How could they care about this child? Of course they don't. Naturally. It's just how it is. Why would you care about some random child? Only the parents, the family members will care about the child, obviously. And they take the child away from the only human beings who truly actually love the child. That's how crazy it is.
Jail.
I'm not gonna leave him. I'm not.
This is how it's gonna go, okay?
No,
And he had just told me, right, persuaded me, first built up that trust. And I thought, okay, I really could. I'll go to the hospital.
The officer told me that I could
Okay, he did give the baby back before, but it was obvious what was going to happen.
go with him in the ambulance into the hospital.
Yeah, and I don't know what was said before then. I was not a part of that conversation.
You can't take him. You can't.
Okay.
And we had a bit of an interaction there where I was trying to explain to him that he doesn't digest proteins well. He can only accept my breast milk. He needs me to be able to nurse him. And I pleaded with him saying, just let me go with him. You can watch. I'm not going to do anything, right? Like, you're right there. Why not just let me?
Exactly. And that's what doesn't make any sense at all. If you would want the best for the child, then you would let the parents stay with the child, obviously. Okay, you want to put the child in the hospital or some kind of building where you want to watch them. Doesn't make any sense naturally, but in the system, somewhat understandable, as long as the parents are there with the child or multiple children, seeing as they oftentimes also kidnap 5 children at once. And if the baby needs breast milk, then obviously, naturally, the baby cannot be healthy without the breast milk. Instead, the baby will get some kind of formula.
Go with you, and he didn't care.
You need to give him to the EMT, and you can go on your merry way with your friends and your family who's out there.
That's not Mary at all.
Or I remove him from you and you go to jail. You need to make that decision, and you need to make it now, please.
Even they themselves use the word remove. If you don't do what I will say, then I will forcefully kidnap your child. That's what they should say.
Okay.
Just cold, very cold. And I knew there was not going to be any way out of it, but I also knew that I couldn't willfully hand my son over.
Okay. Okay, please let him go so he does not get hurt, okay? Come here, little buddy.
Oh, the way he said, come here, little buddy. Oh my fucking God, man. These people, man. How dare he say that? You're kidnapping the child from the mother. She's breastfeeding the child. Absolute demon. Oh.
I didn't.
And he acts as if he cares. You just kidnapped a child. You absolute satanic demon monster from hell.
Physically resist it all, but I didn't hand him over. And I was like, I let him go, like I didn't fight back.
I let him go. I let him go.
I didn't want to go to jail, but they were like, nope.
She's going to jail.
Put your hands on your back, please, okay?
They just took my son from me, handcuffed me, and as I was leaving the ambulance, walking out, I could see my son reaching out his arms for me, and I didn't know how long it would be till I saw him again, or even if I could, but I wasn't able to say bye to him, and I just remember telling one of the paramedics, like, promise me you're gonna take care of him, just promise me, because that was all I had.
Cyrus! No, go in the car. Cyrus! In the car. It's all right. It's okay.
Cyrus!
It's okay. In the car.
No, let me say bye.
You're gonna make it worse. You're gonna make it worse. Say goodbye.
In that moment, it all kind of settled in that, like, this is for real. I'm not gonna go home with my son tonight.
The emotional devastation that comes from taking a child is so severe, words can't describe it, and they count on that.
Are you going to keep him away from his son? Are you going to keep him? You're taking your son away. You are kidnapping my grandson.
Dude. Exactly, kidnapping. At least somebody said it.
You guys are kidnapping my grandson.
Because they know on the other side that you are not going to be in the proper mental place. You don't have the emotions to fight them. You don't have the resources to fight them. You can never win.
That's the thing. They use force against you. That's what it's all based on. Naturally, the papers, the symbols are meaningless. Force is what dominates in this reality.
It was almost 30 law enforcement officers that were there that night to take my son, an 8-month.
They don't even send that many when they raid some building where gangs are supposed to live. Some kind of dealers, who knows what. Wow.
Year-old baby.
That's insane.
Almost 30 law enforcement officers just for that. Talk about malice, dude. That was insane. My father-in-law went and booked out both his daughters that night, my sister-in-law and my wife. They didn't book me for some reason. I was gonna be booked because they told me I was arrested. I was in the back of the cop car, handcuffed through this whole thing. I didn't even know what was going on. They unhandcuffed me, and I looked around, and my wife is gone, the ambulance is gone. All I know is they're serving me these pink papers saying, here's your court date, and that was it.
The shelter care hearing is what will decide what happens after that. We're done, Jeff.
Medical kidnapping. This is medical kidnapping, and you guys are active participants. They just stole a baby from good parents. Medical kidnapping.
These are crimes against humanity for financial gain. Rights are removed from parents. Human rights, civil rights, and even religious rights.
That's criminal.
That's the thing. There are no rights, obviously. That's simply a concept, an idea that humans thought of. In reality, in the sexual, physical reality, not in your imagination, there's only force. And they use force against you. That's really what's going on. The rights are in your head. It's nothing that's physically found in this reality.
Criminal! You're supposed to uphold the law and protect the people. You're supposed to protect the people!
For almost a little more than a full hour this afternoon, St. Luke's in Boise was in lockdown after protesters disrupted hospital operations.
These protesters came at the urging of far-right activist Ammon Bundy, who claims a 10-month-old baby was kidnapped by authorities.
That night, when
Okay, I like that he used the word kidnapped. Of course, what the slaves do is protest outside of the building. They simply stand with signs which have some man-made symbols on them, and then at best they shout something, because that's what a slave does. But as you can see, when it comes to the people who work for the government, they only use force against you, because they know that that's how you achieve something in this actual reality. The slaves more so live in their imagination. They believe that they will achieve something by shouting, give us the child back, or give the parents the child back, let him out, and so on.
Baby Cyrus was taken. Ammon Bundy got arrested. Ammon went to the hospital to protest, and they arrested him.
Oh my God.
And because he's running for governor, he's building traction so people know his name. But that became national news.
Ammon Bundy, who recently filed to run for governor of Idaho as an independent, once again finds himself in trouble with law enforcement.
This time because of his role in intervening and protesting a child welfare case involving a 10-month-old.
Well, that was the grandson of Bundy's friend and compatriot, Diego Rodriguez. And when the child was hospitalized by St. Luke's staff for health reasons, Rodriguez and Bundy and his People's Rights Network showed up en masse outside the downtown hospital, claiming the baby was, quote, medically kidnapped.
Because we had been there for a decade, more than a decade, and I had made so many contacts, and I'd had a lot of contacts within government, and I had a lot of contacts with people who are political action type folks. I got home that night and I opened up my contact list and I sent mass emails to everybody on my list just in the state of Idaho, and it was thousands of people. But I also opened up my cell phone and I sent a personal message to every single contact in my phone. And Ammon went home and he also sent a mass email to everybody in the People's Rights Network. So overnight, thousands, not by exaggeration, thousands and thousands of Idahoans and people outside of Idaho knew the story of baby Cyrus overnight. By 9 or 10 the following morning, there was over 400 people in front of that hospital protesting.
That's huge.
That doesn't happen.
It'll stay here for other people to see what this hospital is doing.
With people responding and the people that are concerned about this, what can the people do now in response?
What we need is a physical presence. We need physical pressure upon those that are causing this problem.
And it was more to it than just that. So it was
physical pressure. Think about that.
It wasn't just a protest in front, and then I held a press conference every single day. We took out our PA system and went out there and we held a press conference and we showed everybody the news.
They told people last night and all through today they didn't have Cyrus Anderson. There was no Cyrus Anderson in the St. Luke system, and yet he is here and under state custody.
And the pictures of baby Cyrus's face being burned because they left him in a pool of his vomit, we showed that to everybody.
Cameras can see here he is with his father. This was me the next day with him. He looked like he's malnourished to you. Does he look to you like he's in danger? But last night, this is what he looks like. He's now appears malnourished. My daughter said in 2 days, he's a completely different person.
The eczema, it must be from the formula or whatever they are feeding the child there. It's for sure not natural food, obviously, because the baby should for sure be drinking the breast milk from the mother.
He's unresponsive. That's the care that these animals are saying that he has to have by force at the point of a gun, mind you.
Thousands of people at the ground level fighting and communicating shut everything down. That this is why, as soon as they gave him the green light, hey, you gotta get rid of that kid. He was like a hot potato, man. Get rid of him, get rid of this kid, get rid of this kid, get rid of this kid. But it's only because the people all came together and all did their one little piece. And that's the thing, brother. I mean, if you get these documentaries that you're making and you get them out to millions of people,
they won't be able to stop it.
And just 10% of those people take a small action, they can't stop the railroad, bro. They can't stop the train. They can't.
All right, so what's the word? What are we hearing here?
Well, we heard somebody say praise God, and then we looked and there was a video that Channel 6 stated that he's home, and it's been confirmed from Auntie Miranda, and she is saying Cyrus is home.
All right.
It worked. It worked. Good job, guys. Oh my God.
So
yes.
Apparently, you know.
It was a sort of physical pressure from the people. Not really, but it's not as if they did nothing at all.
I probably hadn't cried for probably 20 plus years until they took baby Cyrus. And then when we got him back, I wept uncontrollably, just uncontrollably. And, humorously, it was captured on film because we were being interviewed by Stu Peters and his crew. Literally, Stu's sitting there like you, and I'm here, and my daughter's right next to me. When they got the call from their lawyer, who was our family friend, and they walked down the stairs and said,
They dismissed the case.
It's over.
No gag order.
It's done. We're done with it. You have got to be kidding me. Your gag order is just got off the phone with our lawyers. No gag order. Cyrus is ours.
They gave baby Cyrus back after 6 days.
Wow, the child looked sick because of what they did to him, whatever it was. Obviously, nobody loved him there. Nobody actually took care of him. They never do.
But after they gave baby Cyrus back, he's still a ward of the state. So the state is still legally in control, and the parents couldn't do anything without the state's control. And it was not until May 4th of that year that they closed the case, and baby Cyrus is free.
It was like all worldly hope was taken away, to where I knew the only way through this is if the Lord works a miracle. And that's why it was the most faith-building experience I've ever had, because it really felt like there was no other way out. And I recognized that we are very blessed that we had our faith, we had our family, we had my dad, connections, and all of the things necessary to get him back so quickly, because I have not heard another story that ended that well.
I can only imagine for those families who didn't necessarily have the support system, the platform, or the resources to speak out. And that's what's happening every single day in our country, in every state, pretty much every city. These families, thousands being taken advantage of, being silenced, being threatened, being abused, and families being ripped apart and torn apart.
I was completely oblivious to what was happening. I was extremely naive. I did not know the depths that people would go, CPS, social workers, law officers would take to take a kid from a parent and put them in this system, as we call it, right?
Our case was a miracle. What happened here was a miracle. People don't get their kids back. It does not happen. And if they do get their kids back, they get their kids back messed up, PTSD, loaded with drugs, vaccinated. So that doesn't happen. It does happen. It doesn't happen every time. Whether it happens every time or not, kids don't get molested every time either, but there's a strong likelihood that they could. Is that how you want to roll the dice?
It has been reported over and over that 6 times as many children die in foster care than in the general public. Once a child is legally kidnapped and placed in official safety, the child is far more likely to suffer abuse, including sexual molestation and/or
the things that Nancy Schaefer was warning about 15 years ago are still happening.
It's gone on for so long and hasn't changed. It's kind of terrifying.
Yeah, I mean,
it's terrifying for all parents, because parents with young kids might be scared to go to the ER if something happens to one of their kids.
If you have a child that actually needed to go into the hospital, and if your fear is that if I take my child into the hospital, Children's Protective Services might take my child away from me, what are you creating?
You need to think about what kind of people actually want to work for the Child Protective Services or similar companies. Are these people who actually want to help children? Do they want to protect and heal random children from different families, children who they have never met before? Is that even possible? Obviously not. It makes no sense. And then you need to think about the real reason why people choose these jobs. Thanks for watching.